Yo, Saga Manga, we're back. Today we're doing a little different thing. We're gonna talk about every manga I've sold or like dropped and why. Just because I don't see a lot of people talk about like things they don't like that much. But I have a little list here because I've written it down. And we'll start with the first thing I ever sold was Fire Punch Volume 1. And I sold Fire Punch because 2 to 8 were like not available, so I started reading it digitally. And I honestly I didn't really like Fire Punch, so I had to just sell Volume 1 because I wasn't going to collect it anyways. So that was like the first thing I ever sold from the start of my collecting. And then we sold I Am a Hero Omnibus. I had 1 to 8, same kind of thing as Fire Punch though. 9, 10, and 11 of the omnibus were like impossible to find. As I was reading I Am a Hero, around like the 6th omnibus, it severely starts going downhill in my opinion. Like a lot of weird things happen. Here's slight spoiler for I Am a Hero, not really though, but so there are people that are infected that are immune. That happens in almost every zombie story nowadays. Don't really like that. But it's really the mutants. There's a bunch of mutant zombies and they're like weird as shit. And then there's like this weird dude named Karusu or something. I can't really remember. And that was like the start of the downhill. And then every omnibus after, like, I think 6, 7, and 8 was just bad, bad, bad. And then I read the rest online. And it was at the point where I was just flying through the chapters just to finish because I was so close to the ending. And the ending was so shit. So I'm very happy I sold I'm a Hero. I don't think it's that good overall, but I mean, it's good for the beginning. It's still a slow burn, but that's why I sold I'm a Hero. Next up that I sold was Claymore box set. I don't know if I even ever showed this on the channel. I think I started the channel after. But I had the Claymore box set. I love Claymore, don't get me wrong. It's very good. There's no negative about Claymore, except that I just thought I wouldn't reread it. So I thought like it's not something I'm going to read again. I'm content with that one read through. And I had the box set. And at the time, I bought the box set when it came back in stock. And it went right back out of stock. And it was out of stock for months. And I put it up trying to sell it for like 2 months maybe. I ended up almost selling it to a guy for like $200, which is basically what I paid. I think I paid under 200 slightly. And I was about to sell it to this guy. And one morning before work, I had a message on Marketplace. Some guy offered me, because you can send offers. He offered me $280 or something. And I just didn't respond because I was cooking breakfast. And I already told this other guy, like, yeah, we can meet soon. And then I was at work and I remembered it. Pulled out my phone at work. This guy said, is that too low? Because I'd be willing to go up to 320. And I said, oh, 320? Yeah, that's a fair price. The guy offered me retail plus tax. I didn't go with I would have took 280. I was about to take 200, 210. So I made $120 selling Claymore, and I was content with the single read through. So that was a huge plus. And if I really want to, I could just read it online. If maybe in the future I want to read it again, just read it online. And then I sold Solo Leveling 1 to 4, strictly because I think like for sure Solo Leveling is going to get a box set, right? Like it has to get a box set. And Yen Press, well, Eyes Press now, but Yen Press has that box set. It's like Pandora Hearts or something, the really cool one with the metal handles on the side. And I'm thinking like, bro, they could make a Solo Leveling box set that's like a gate or like a dungeon or something. They have to make a box set. They have to. That's why I sold 1 to 4. Also, already read the whole manhwa online. I read the side story as well. Also, the anime right now is sick. Last episode, the animation was really good. And then we got D-Gman in 22, 23, and 24. This was, again, like 2 years ago, near the beginning of my collecting and stuff. My mom was actually at the library and she sent me a picture of these books that were being sold for like 33 cents each. So I got those 3 D-Gman volumes for like $1. And this was so long ago. I had no like concept if I wanted to collect D-Gman, which is right here, which I have all of it now except 25 and 11. So yeah, these were, I paid $1. I saw them for like, I think 10 or 15. And they were their ex-library copies. The guy was happy to buy them. Again, that was at a time where D-Gman was out of stock. Next, I sold Terraformers 1 to 15. This is something I got off of my eBay haul. Probably like the 4th video on my channel, maybe 4th, 5th, something like that. I won an auction for Terraformers. Really didn't know anything about it. I read like 6 volumes and I wasn't super into it, so I just threw it up on Manga Swap, and somebody wanted it, and I made a little bit of money on it, so that was good. Dimension W3. If you saw my shorts when I started, Barnes & Noble sent me like 2 Dimension Ws, and they never came, and they refunded me, and then I got them. So I had like multiple volume 3s of Dimension W. I still have another one over here, plus the one I just rebound into my second hardcover. So I sent this one to a subscriber in Ireland, I think. Yeah, he was in Ireland. I sent the subscriber the volume because he wanted it. If anybody wants a Dimension W Volume 3, just pay shipping. I'll send it to you. Next was Doro 1 to 8. This was me selling this because, like, I thought I would love Doro. I actually absolutely loved the art style. Sick art. Story was like, whatever. The story didn't hit for me at all. And I put down, like, I had 1 to 6 and I slowly read those, and then it was like maybe a month between, and then I got 7 and 8. And like, I just couldn't remember anything that happened in the story. And that was pretty much it. Then I started reading digitally. There was like a baseball chapter. Like, I don't know. I read up to volume 10 digitally, and then I just kind of was like, well, like the story wasn't really going anywhere for me, so I just, I had to sell them. No point in reading something you're not loving. Too bad, because I really, really like the art. Speaking of Q Hayashida, how is Die Dark? Is the story good? Because like Die Dark, I mean, I love her art style, so I would be interested in reading more of her manga, but I'll probably read that online instead of buying it, just in case I don't like it as well. Then GTO 1 to 4. I won another auction on eBay. GTO 1 to 4. Absolutely hated GTO. So creepy, like weird. It was just weird. It was funny, but that's not for me. Had to sell it. Made like $5-10 on it. Then I sold my Hellsing Deluxe editions. I bought all 3 deluxe editions. Ended up reading them, same as Claymore. I enjoyed it. Not as much as I enjoyed Claymore, but I did enjoy Hellsing. Very good manga. Figured I wouldn't read it again, so I said, why not sell it? I think I broke even on the price, so we didn't lose any money. Then I sold Soul Eater 1 to 9, which is another one. I picked those up locally, $5 a piece, and I sold them for like $60. I made like $15 because I ended up eventually buying the full set. So yeah, I bought the full set for $150, and then I was like, I don't need 1 to 9, so I sold 1 to 9. Old Boy, the Dark Horse manga, along with Ragna Crimson 1 to 6, I sold to one guy off of Manga Swap. I think I made a good amount of money on this sale because Old Boy is out of print. It's harder to find. Again, same thing as Hellsing and Claymore. I enjoyed Old Boy, but like I don't see myself reading it again because specifically Old Boy is like a mystery kind of thing, and once you know the mystery, it's almost, you don't really want to read it again. Plus there's an Old Boy movie, I think it's on Netflix, and apparently it's better than the manga. So if I feel the itch to like revisit the story at all, I'm watching the movie. Naruto, this is a huge Naruto lot. I made $85 selling this because I bought, it was like 1 to 30, and then it was like 1 to 40. It was like 60 volumes of Naruto, not 60, maybe 50. But I bought all of it for like $30, I think. And like I just went to the door, and the woman said, leave the cash under the mat. So I just put the cash under the mat, took the manga. There was a ton of Naruto. I feel like I don't want to collect Naruto. It's 72 volumes. That Bleach is 74. That's a huge amount of my collection space, which by the way I'm running out of. I basically have no space now. So we might have to double stack in the future. I don't really want to double stack, so maybe I'll be selling more manga. But yeah, anyways, all those Naruto volumes, I made $85 on the sale. I still sold it to the guy for like 120, so like they're cheap for him anyways. Yeah, Dandadan 1 to 4, I actually sold this for 40, so it was a good price for me. Dandadan was just, I love the art. It was, again, the story. It just kind of felt like just like an adventure almost. There wasn't really too much story. Art was sick. Characters are cool. I saw a picture recently about like how many new characters there are. So I did put this on the back burner. I do want to read it, or maybe I'll wait for the anime because it will undoubtedly get an anime because it's really good art and it's a cool concept, you know, honestly, like pretty fun, but I need space. I don't want to spend too much money, and I was like, screw it, I'll just sell Dandadan. And then I sold One Punch Man. I had 1 to 26, which was the latest release at the point I sold it. And kind of the same as Dandadan. Like, I think the story's not like, obviously it's One Punch Man. It's kind of like a parody. There's not too much story really, but it was really that like the anime was just like a better experience for me when I was watching One Punch Man than reading it. Like the art in One Punch Man is incredible. Yusuke Murata, crazy artist. But yeah, like the anime was just better, like vibe, like it was just more enjoyable to watch than read in my opinion. So again, just sold it. I think I maybe broke even on what I paid for it, which is pretty good. And then we also sold the whole set of Soul Eater, which I said before when I sold 1 to 9 because I got the set for 150. I ended up selling the set for 270. So I mean, that made $120. Soul Eater, again, super good. Kind of content with reading the one. I wanted to see how much I could get because I got it for such a good price. Wanted to see what I could sell it for. Made 120 profit. I kind of had to sell it, you know. And there is an anime, so if I really want to revisit, again, anime. And the last thing I sold was Dogs, Bullets, and Carnage. This is something I picked up a while ago. I got all of them except for 2 volumes for like $60. And then I got the other ones. This was like a rare, more rare. It's out of print. It was never finished. It went on hiatus like years and years ago. I've been trying to sell this for like a long time, but I never found like the right buyer, and I didn't really want to ship it. Ended up someone like locally, well, they live like 2 hours away from me. They just e-transferred me, which in Canada we just have e-transfer, no cost for e-transfer. They just e-transferred me the money. I sold it to them. I made $80. They're happy. I'm happy. That was the last of the manga that I sold. And then the only other manga that I read digitally that I dropped was Tokyo Ghoul. I read 60 something chapters, which I think is halfway. And the reason I dropped Tokyo Ghoul is because I just didn't care about any of the characters. Literally any single character in Tokyo Ghoul could have died at that moment right before I stopped, and I would not have cared. So I was like, do I keep reading double what I've already read if I just don't care? So that was like the main reason I just dropped Tokyo Ghoul. And other than that, that's everything I sold or dropped out of my collection. Shit ran out of storage, but I just wanted to say, like, the main takeaway should be, before you buy into a series or like a set or maybe even half a set, like for me, Terraformers, I read like 6 volumes and I didn't really like it. So before buying into stuff and then having to go through the process of trying to sell it, you should probably read stuff online, or if it is a very good price on like Marketplace or whatever, then maybe you could buy it, and if you don't like it, you could sell it and potentially make a little bit of money, but who knows. I don't know what we're going to be doing on the channel going forward, because I'm going to be waiting till March roughly for the next manga haul, which is going to be a very crazy manga haul to say the least. There will be a couple, I see 2 full series here, a bunch of new stuff. So the haul is going to be really good in March, but after March, you might see like another haul maybe like 2 months after March, and it'll have like a couple more pre-orders and stuff. But I really like need to chill on buying manga, because like this shit's full, and we're probably gonna have to start double stacking, which I don't like the look of it that much. And unless I start selling more things, like for example, like Attack on Titan, the anime of Attack on Titan, in my opinion, is better than the manga. So like maybe I might sell Attack on Titan, I don't know. But I really need to chill on buying manga because I want to do other things. I really want to get another sleeve, but that's like the artist I'm looking at right now, like it's like $7,000 for another sleeve. That's a lot of money, and I can't be spending a couple $100 every once in a while for manga. You know, it's rough having hobbies that are expensive. So either we put the manga in the back burner and switch up kind of ideas like videos, because there's like, I mean, I'll have to think of some new ideas so we can make some new videos